Shane McClanahan has been an amazing pitcher to begin his big league career, utilizing 4 different nasty pitches to register a 1.37 ERA+, 2.82 ERA, and 10.2 Ks per 9 through his first 70 starts. But there's more to the story, however, because what separates Shane from a normal, young, dominant starter might surprise you, because it's just so rare in the annals of baseball history. You see, McClanahan actually jumps towards the hitters during his motion, bearing down on them with his 100 with movement to boot. Not since Carter Capps and his controversial windup have we really seen a pitcher do this. Capps, to his credit, actually was so profound in his leaps that he forced the enforcement of an old rule that says a pitcher has to be connected to the rubber at release, or at least very close to it. Why, might you ask? Well, Carter was averaging almost 17 Ks per 9 the year he really exaggerated it, with an ERA just over 1. It was simply too overpowering, seeing his wicked slider and triple-digit heater coming in multiple feet closer to the hitter, so they effectively banned it, which in part led to Cap's downfall, along with some injuries. Shane himself does something very similar, just not as profoundly. So what benefits does this provide him? The biggest one is in his extension, as he's able to generate nearly 7 feet of movement towards the hitter before release, a number in the 92nd percentile league-wide despite being just 6'1". For context, take Felix Bautista, the Orioles' 6'8" giant who's been hyper-dominant this year. What does he get in terms of extension? Try just over 6.5 feet. That's simply nuts to think about. With a 1.59 ERA plus this year and a 2.53 ERA through his first 17 starts, it seems Shane is having his most dominant season yet. And being as he's just 26, he might have even more growth on the way. However, my only concern going forward has to be his injury risk. As we've seen in the past with guys like Capps or even Tim Lincecum, players who have these violent motions have a tendency to be a bit more volatile in relation to injuries. But being as he is very athletic, I'm not overly worried about this at this point.